do you ever feel that pressure to sort of be in any box? Because you have all these skills, being an actor, being a model, being a business person, the political, I know you're interested in politics too. Do you ever feel that? And how do you choose how to spend your time?
I'll tell you, I don't, but it's funny because everybody always recommends that I do. People have always said, it just doesn't make sense, man. You're one day you're doing a film, the next day you're in a Calvin Klein campaign, and the next day you're trying to invest in the companies. You can't do all three. And I'm like, yes, you can. The beautiful thing about America and about life is that you can really do whatever it is that you want to do. And I think that my dad always kind of told me that. And he was like, you don't understand how many people would tell me that you're a bodybuilder and now you want to be an actor. And wait, now you want to try to become a politician. It makes no sense. And he just always said, like, say no to the naysayers. Just don't, exactly know where it is that you want to go. Don't let anyone divert you from that path. And it doesn't matter if they don't, add up together. It adds up in your own mind. I'm a big believer of do whatever it is that you want, that you don't need to have this whole strategy of just staying in the film world and you can't do a crossover. I think you've seen a lot of people in the last few years that have had crossovers into totally separate industries. So to answer the question, I would say, no, I don't try to box myself in, but
I would say that one of my strong feelings is like, never let anybody put you in a box. And I find it's actually not others who put you in a box. It's you put yourself in a box. Some of this conventional wisdom that we are all some narrative that needs to be packaged and then presented to the universe. And the funny thing about the world is if you orient yourself to your mental energy, to what others think, what you unfortunately find out at the end of the journey is nobody really cared. Right. So they weren't keeping score about how consistent. I struggle with that, too, because I was in politics and I worked at the rebuilding, and then I was a journalist, and then I ran the Jets and the business, and on and on and on. And somebody said, well, like, what are you? I said, I don't know. You tell me what I am. I'm not overly concerned with what I am at the moment. I'm building companies. One day I'll probably be devoting all my energy to human rights. And so I always reserve the right. But my message to young people is always like, that's an outdated logic. And it's also a recipe for a very unhappy life. That's different than being intentional. I'm sure and I want to talk about that with you. It's different. Being open-minded to opportunity is different than being intentional with your time so that you succeed as you pursue in different directions.